you have to navigate spaces. You have to treat people how you would be expected to be treated, and you have to navigate spaces like it's your home, essentially. You can't just be like, but also I think that's added pressure of me being a Black Muslim woman, where I'm like, everything has to be proper and perfect, or people are gonna come for me.
I think like there's definitely like those things, like those. Okay, so if a core value is just like, is this a decent human being?
Yeah,
those types of things are definitely non-negotiable. But if we're talking about, do we have the same religion? Do we have the same types of goals? Like you know what I'm saying? Do we see life the same way? Those things to me,
I don't think those matter.
Yeah, I feel like I have really, but then you have to understand who your friends are, and it's like recognize that not everyone's gonna mesh with each other.
Yeah, like lifestyle. For example.
You can't bring certain friends around certain friends.
Yeah. I don't believe that.
I actually believe it. No.
It depends on how different your friends are.
I was literally talking about this with somebody a while ago.
Yeah.
Me and you had this conversation of like,
because we've been in a situation
some
before.
friends just don't mesh. Like, period. Like, you really can't bring some people around each other because it's gonna be a fight. Like,
okay,
we're not fighting.
A fight.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think it's just uncomfortable.
I feel like, well, it's uncomfortable, but like, it's just a lot of added pressure, and I'm just not into it.
Yeah, because if they don't vibe, you feel like it's on you.
Yeah, and it's like, because I've been in those situations before where friends will think that, oh, I can bring this person and that person together because, I mean, I'm friends with both of them, so clearly, like, like, I'm the common denominator, you know, like, if I can mesh with both of them, they'll be great together, right? But that's not always the case. Like, there's still two different individuals.
Yeah. But you have to know your friends. Like, you don't just bring, like, for example, like, you don't invite the friend you know wouldn't vibe in the space. Does that make sense? But the friend that's, like, a homebody that maybe doesn't see a lot of people, but is very, like, their energy is just positive and good, you're going to be like, hey, this is really kicked back. Come through. You can literally sit. Bring somebody with you so you feel comfortable in that space. But also, just know I'm maybe navigating some people near you that I think will match your energy. So it's like matchmaking in friendship, essentially.
But yeah, no, I think like the person who's I think it's the person that's doing it should be cautious of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like should be smart about their decisions, because if you're gonna just like fool around and just like put two people together in a room, like
that's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
But also we're adults, so to me, it's like if you don't vibe, you got your car, you can leave. Like, I don't. To me, it's not that much
like
pressure. Like I gave you the invitation, or I told you there's something happening. Are you down to come? And they're like, yeah. And then usually I give 3 to 4 days notice, because just so they can sit on it, right? And then they'll hit me back, hey, I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm totally cool with that. I'm comfortable going to spaces by myself. Yeah. But I just, I gave you this invite because I know this is something you'd be interested in, potentially. Right? So it's like also being open to no's. I feel like that's really hard for people.
You know what I was going to bring up? Because you guys are talking a lot about like, entering different spaces and whatnot. And I don't know if like it's just me, but I feel like I'm really good at keeping things cordial and just like, I'll have a cute conversation with you and we can talk. But like, if I see the person again, it's like
I'm not gonna say hi.
I'm gonna treat you like it's my first meet. Yeah, it's like my first time meeting you. I'm very protective of my energy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
that's what we're gonna call the episode. The energy. My energy. Don't come around me.
Energy. Speaking of energy and vibes, when you brought up vibes, I had this like really bad memory of when my group member brought up vibes in a group presentation. I literally wanted to vanish.
Wait, that story is traumatizing.
Wait, in front of a class?
In front of a class, she used the word vibes in a presentation.
She said vibes out loud.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the context?
It's a long story, but she just used the word vibes and it really pissed me off.
An academic
so it wasn't professional?
It's an academic presentation and she used the word vibes.
Academic presentations are elitist, and the language that they use is very elitist.
Okay, period. That's a whole other conversation. So.
But it's also just like weird. Like, why would you bring up at all?
Okay, vibes is actually just childish, but no,
I don't think.
And imagine like you slaved away on this PowerPoint,
and someone said childish. Yeah, but
like
just say academic language.
But I feel like you're just going with the flow. Like if vibes fit in that sentence.
But did your mark go with the flow?
No, absolutely not.
Wow. Okay.
But what was I saying again? Oh yes. So I treat the person the same. Yeah. Okay. So the thing is for me, it's like I'm very protective of my energy. Again, like I said, and because of that, it's like I'm scared for like new beginnings with a friendship. Like
So
making new friends that I can trust is like what I'm terrified of. I don't know how I navigated it because I never did.
It just happened.
What does that mean? You have friends.
No. I'm saying like because the thing is I knew you guys. Like even though it was our first time in a while that we met, it's like our families know each other, you know, and I know that my parents wouldn't be friends with people that are like lunatics. So like I could trust you guys, you know. Like I knew that you guys were like a safe place.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, about me, the random.
I kind of had to like grow into accepting you.
That's okay. That's completely normal. That's fine. Yeah. Your energy, like that's totally normal to me because I feel like that's important. You need to feel people out. Like you're like, okay, she vibes with Tamito. Okay, cool. She vibes with Anissa. Okay, who else does she vibe with? You're looking around. You're like, she vibes with everybody I vibe with.
Yeah.
Something has to be, but something's off.
Yeah. That and also, I feel like the conversations that we had together too, just like it was also refreshing.
Oh, I don't remember any of those.
We did have some conversations together, and I was like, you know what?
She's normal.
She's not that bad. She's not that bad.
She's a little touchy, but she's not that
She has like she hugs a little too much.
I told you guys I stepped away from that. I said I have to step away. I think honestly, I think it's because of a conversation I had with Tamito. Like it was
I'm anti physical touch.
Yeah,
and then to unpack that first.
It took her a while to even bring it up, but I could see like she was fidgety and like being
like
weird.
somebody tries to hug you, you just go stiff.
Exactly. So I brought it up once. I said, "Hey, like, are you comfortable with me even hugging you?" And she just, her eyes went wide. She just looked at me like, and I went, "No, okay, I won't hug you. That's okay." And she went, "No, like, I'm getting used to it now." She's like, "You can't stop now because I'm getting used to it." But I was like, "Okay, like, what's the fine line? Like, when can we hug? When can we not hug?" She's like, "When we see each other." I said, "Okay." I said, "When we say bye to each other, we'll just wave." She said, "Okay," because then that's one hug and that interaction, right?
Yeah.
And that's all because of a conversation I had with Tamito that literally opened my eyes. I was like, "Yo, not everyone is comfortable with me hugging them." Like, that's because that's affection is like one of my, like, I love when people show me affection because that just shows, okay, you guys care. You don't have to say anything. I have a lot of people in my life that don't talk. I think that's what it is. Like, they don't communicate how they're feeling.
Yeah.
They just show you. They do things, right?
Yeah.
So I think I just brought that into my spaces with people. But I realized I'm comfortable, like, just telling someone, "Hey, I really appreciate you. I really love you." And sometimes that can be as good as a hug, you know? If you aren't able to navigate all these conversations, if you aren't able to navigate the space, if your friends don't understand your boundaries, how do you know when it's time to let go of a friendship?
Let it expire.
How do you let it expire?
Okay,
Can you elaborate?
You already said that when you see somebody is not on your level of communication and you just ghost them.
But how?
So
there's a girl texting me for the past since Corona.
Someone's in your DMs right now.
Since Corona started, we had class like last school year. Goodbye.
Has she been left on red?
Yes.
How long have you left this girl on red?
Do you remember when I messaged you and I said that I wanted a friend from school? Like I've never. Yeah, that girl.
That was like
so. That was your one friend from school, and you ghosting her.
Well, I don't think I'm going to see her again, to be honest.
Okay, I have a question. I'm not trying to get canceled on the internet, but is this person palm colored?
Wow, you're really
palm colored. What is a palm?
White.
Oh no, she's not Caucasian. No.
I don't know. I feel like,
and here's another thing. This might sound really, 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 really bad, but I feel like a lot of the time when it comes to Muslim people, I feel that I have to like say my piece and like give closure to these people because I will run into you in the mosque. I will run into you in Muslim spaces. But when you're not Muslim, I will not see you.
That's why I asked you that because I consistently ghost, cut off, disappear from people who are not in my community because I can get away with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, so like, is this person gonna run into you at the supermarket? Are you gonna see them at the masjid?
No.
Okay, so how? Okay, so then. I just want to unpack this. Are you consistently ghosting people? Is it like, oh, this person's toxic, I need to let you go? How do you know when it's
literally
time
nothing.
To
she just wants to go on a walk or something like that. Like, it literally was something very innocent. But it's just that someone, like, it was so black. And I would rather be with people who can relate to the way we all, like, are. Like, Muslim people, black Muslim women, like, I think that, or just black and Muslim, if you put that combo together,
you have shared.
I feel like, yeah, and I don't think that I would feel like, you know, when randomly someone says, like, oh, like, let's, like, if someone says, oh, let's hang out, and their version of hanging out, especially, like, in school and stuff, like, let's go to the bar, let's go to the club, and you're just like, here's the thing, I just don't want to. Like, simple one, I don't want to, and number two, it's just not, like,
permissible,
I don't, like, that's not me type of thing. And then they take that and be like, oh, that's a Muslim thing. It's like, no, if you run into another Muslim person, you can ask them the exact same question, and, like, they might say yes to going out with you, and you know what I mean? Like, putting all Muslim people in a box. Be like, oh, all hijabis, they don't go out. All black Muslim women, like, all Somali people. And, like, I feel like that happens a lot when you're around people who don't look like you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, because that's unfair. Because let's say she runs into another person later who is a black Muslim woman wearing a hijab. She says, hey, you want to go to the bar? And they're like, yeah, let's go. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But she'll avoid asking that question because all Muslim people don't do that.
But yeah, as black Muslims, you're never just making a statement. Your opinion is never just your opinion.
No.
For some reason, you're the messiah for the whole race.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a whole other thing, yeah.
And that's why I just kind of avoid those.
So you let it die out naturally. You don't have a conversation. You just let her.
But here's another thing. When it's friends that you've had for a long time, let's say there is, you can see the relationship is about to expire.
Yeah.
Spoiled milk type of situation. And
moldy bread.
Literally just shit. At that point, like, this is not working.
Yeah.
In that moment, if you think of it, like, you remember back in the day, like, when we were younger, it was all about, like, oh, no new friends. I don't care. I'm going to ghost them. Or, like, never speak to them again. That type of stuff.
Back in whose day?
Like, you know, remember when you were a bit younger?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like post-high school kind of time, when you cut off a friend, it had to be, like, the most dramatic thing ever. Of, like, I hate you type of thing. But then if you realize it, like, looking back at it, you're just like, I brought this person into my home. Like, they met my whole family and everything. We were friends for so long, and I couldn't have mercy for you for one, like, instance. And just talk. You know
gotta, that's one thing about, like, changing the mindset of, like, it's not always about cutting somebody off. I'm an advocate for letting people outgrow friendships. Yeah. Like, we could just grow apart naturally because I'm no longer the person I was at 17. I'm not the person I was at 14. I'm who I am now. So either we grow together or we grow apart, and that's okay. You just go your separate ways, and it doesn't have to be a thing where we're, like, done each other dirty. And I'll say hi to you when I see you. No,
it's not like it's not that someone did something dirty to you, like, or no, like, if it's natural just outgrowth and you just go to your separate path, that's, like, one thing. You never really have to talk about it again. It's just over, right? But then it's like, let's say the touchy hug thing. Let's bring it back to that. Let's say it really bothered me, right? And then I completely drop you off the face of the earth and be like, okay, never mind, I'm never going to speak to Declan again. Because I was just uncomfortable to tell you one thing. Like, I could not share one thing with you, but, like, you know me, you know my sisters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's so unfair to...
Yeah, because I'm left in a limbo. I hate being left.
That is the worst part.
Like, not knowing why. Like, I know that's, like, that might be toxic, but it's, like, I need to know why so that maybe I can grow as a person, or so that I can we can have the conversation and I can apologize if you really felt like it affected you in that sense, or so that I can move on. Because me just being left in a limbo is the one thing I hate, because I'm just thinking, what did I do? And sometimes it's not about what I did, but obviously that's your first thought. What did I do to destroy this friendship? Yeah. And a lot of times it's not because of you. It's just because the other person was like, okay, I need to clear my space. I need to navigate my space. I need to feel comfortable in my space. But they're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about the person that it affects as well. Yeah. Right.